Mathematics in Sanskrit, Sanskrute Ganitam by S. L. Abhyankar, Mumbai, Friday, June 5th, 2020. Mathematics in Sanskrit has millennia old tradition. Jyotish is one of 6 Vedangani specified for comprehensive study of Veda. When I was a boy, the postman would deliver mail to our house. Some mails addressed to my grandfather would have for him a title Ve Sha Sam, Veda Shastra Sampann. I do recall now that people did consult him for astrological queries. Though more often than not, his responses were extempore or intuitive, I also recall seeing him read the informations and tables in annual edition of Date Panchangam, the Hindu almanac. Off and on, I too would glance through that without being able to make any sense. But I do recall that there used to be information about the eclipses. How could the almanac give such accurate information of all eclipses due to occur every year? That is simply by mathematics of astronomy. I think that this phrase, mathematics of astronomy, can be treated as giving an amazing summary view of mathematics in Sanskrit. It is a challenging task to list all Sanskrit texts which deal with mathematics or have a mathematical reference. I would venture to make a list as follows. Lagadhakritam Vedanta Jyotisham, 44 verses. Surya Siddhantaha. Now the detail about the Surya Siddhantaha I obtained from this particular reference, which says Surya Siddhantaha Sambhavataha 500 BC may rachit, written or composed at that time. And then what are its contents? Anukramanika. Madhyamadhikaraha, Spashtadhikaraha, Triprashnadhikaraha, Chandragrahanadhikaraha, Suryagrahanadhikaraha, Chedyakadhikaraha, Grha Grha Grahayutyadhikaraha. Oh, Grahayutyadhikaraha. Graha and Yuti. Bhagrahayutyadhikaraha, Udayastadhikaraha, Chandrashrungonyatidhikaraha, Patadhikaraha, Bhugoladhyayah, Jyotishopanishadhyayah, Jyotishopanishad. Jyotish itself is considered as an Upanishad. Manadhyayah. And then Aryabhatiyam. I got the information about Aryabhatiyam from this essay.wikipedia.org reference, where it says Aryabhatiye Dashagitikapade Shlokaha Trayodasha Gaditapade Shlokaha Tritrimshat 33 Kalakriyapade Shlokaha Panchavimshat Panchavimshati 25 Golapade Shlokaha Panchashat 50 Evam Kulataha 121 121 Shlokaha in Aryabhatiyam. Bodhayanasya Shulva Sutrani. I have not studied the details of that. Similarly, Apastamba Sutrani. Varaha Mihira Kruta Panchasiddhantika. 5 theorems proposed by Varaha Mihira. Bhaskaracharyanam Siddhanta Shiromani. It has 4 parts. Leelavati, the first part, has 625 verses. Bijaganitam, which is algebra. Leelavati mostly contains arithmetic and geometry, and maybe some part of trigonometry also. Bijaganitam, algebra, 187 verses. Grahaganitadhyayah, 306 verses. Goladhyayah, 510 verses. Now, is it not interesting that a subject like Ganitam, mathematics, is presented in verses, in the poetic structure. Sutrani, 16 plus 13 of Vedic mathematics by Srimad Shankaracharya Bharati Krishna Tirtha. He lived in 1884 to 1960, and he became the Shankaracharya of the Jagannatha Puri Peetham. And there is this book available dealing with Vedic mathematics as proposed and detailed by Sri Bharati Krishna Tirtha Maharaja. So to study mathematics in Sanskrit, there is so much to study. Basically, the word Ganitam is detailed in Shabda Kalpadruma as Ganitam Trilingatmakam. Tri means in all the three genders. Gan plus Karmani Taha. Krutagananam Tatparyayah Sankhyatam iti Amaraha. Chintitam Yatha Shivapurane. Ganitam means Chintitam. Yatha Shivapurane Jnana Samhitayam. Dukkham cha trividham tatra. Dukkham cha vividham tatra. Ganitam na taya tatha. Then another noting about Ganitam is Klive. Sanskrit, that is Napusakalingam. Ganyate iti. Gan plus taha. Anka Shastram. Tat vividham vyaktam pati ganitam avyaktam bija ganitam iti Leelavati. This is what is mentioned in Leelavati, which was mentioned earlier. Leelavati is the first part in the Siddhanta Shiromani by Bhaskaracharya. Gananam yatha naishadhe pare parardhe ganitam yadisya. Pare parardham ganitam yadisya. In Aptay Dictionary, Ganita, past passive participle, gan plus ta. So it is derived from the dhatu gan, to count. And Ganita, counted, numbered, calculated, regarded, cared for. See gan, the dhatu, which has so many different meanings. And a compound word, Ganita Divasaka, consisting of a definite number of days. विचालो हि संवत्सर शब्दः सावनोपि गणित सायनोपि गणित दिवसकः. Ganitam, the neuter noun, reckoning, calculating, the science of computation, mathematics. It comprises Pati Ganita or Vyakta Ganita, arithmetic, Bij Ganita, algebra, and Rekha Ganita, geometry. Ganitamatha kalam vaishikim hasti shiksham jnatva. This is a quotation where the word Ganitam has been mentioned. Ganitam also means the sum of progression, a sum in general, study or practice. Vettum mahrasi Rajendra swadhyaya ganitam mahat. For counting and calculating, there has to be a number system, Sankhya Shastra, or what was mentioned earlier as Anka Shastra. And there have to be Parimanan, well-defined units of measurement. In the Sanskrit number system, numbers are written in the decimal system, such that when we proceed leftwards from the digit at units place, the unit value of the place is 10 times of the unit value of the place on the right. And unit value of every place has a name, such as Ekadasha Shata Sahasra, right up to the 17th place. as stated in the two verses, ekam dashasatam chaiva sahasramayutam tatha laksham cha niyutam chaiva kotirarbudameva cha वृन्दः खर्वो निखर्वश्च शङ्खपद्मौ च सागरः अन्त्यं मध्यं परार्धं च दशवृद्ध्या यथाक्रमम् दशवृद्ध्या by the multiple of 10 yathakramam as the sequence proceeds. Regarding parimanani, it is interesting to know for time as a quantity to be measured, the smallest unit is possibly nimish, which is defined as the time taken by the wink of the eye. But since a wink includes both closing and opening of the eyelid, there are also mentions of nimishartha, that is half of nimisha. Units larger than nimisha are specified in the shloka below. Nimesha dashachashtau cha kashtha trimshat tah kalaha trimshat kala muhurtasyat ahoratran stutavataha. This is in Manusmriti 1-64, the 64th shloka in the first adhyaya of Manusmriti. What does it mean? 18 nimesha make one kashtha. 30 kashtaha make one kala. 30 kala make one muhurtaha. And 30 muhurtaha make one ahoratram, that is one day of 24 hours, which has, according to the present method of time measurement, it has 1440 minutes. And that is 86,400 seconds. These 86,400 seconds has 30 muhurtas, that is 900 kalaha, that is 27,000 kashtaha, that is 486,000 nimesha, which are 86,400 seconds. So 1 second is equal to 5.625 nimesha, or 1 nimesha is equal to 0.017777 second. That much small part of a second is nimesh. Units smaller than nimesh are also mentioned in Lilavati as tatpara, which is 1/30th of a nimesh, and truti is 1/100th of tatpara. So 1 truti is 0.0000592 of a second. One wonders what made such a small microsecond unit of time to be needed to be so defined. There is also a definition of truti in Bhagavate 3-11-5. That means in the third skandha of the 11th and in the 5th shloka of the 11th adhyaya of the third shloka. We always go leftwards. And what the definition says, Anurdvau paramanu syat trasareenus trayasmrutaha jalarkarashmyavagataha khamevanu patannagat prasarenus bhunkte yah kalas sa trutismrta. Two parmanus make one anu. 3 anus make one trasarenu, which is what a particle one sees floating in a beam of light. 3 trasarenus make one truti. So this definition of truti, 18 paramanus, seems to be more related to the size quantity than time quantity. Or maybe at that micro level, the concept of quantities become unified. Readers must have noted that the above details from Manusmriti and Bhagavatam are outside of the Ganita Granthaha listed earlier. When studying Sanskrit grammar, I came across a Krit Pratyaya Quin, which is K plus V plus ing plus N. Interestingly, Quin is the grammatical name of a suffix Krit Pratyaya, which affixes to a dhatu, a verbal root. Practically, however, the process of affixing of quin happens with nothing affixing. So quin is the name of a null set, a mathematical concept in set theory. By Google search on history of set theory, I get set theory, however, was founded by a single paper in 1874 by George Cantor. But we have evidence of a null set in 2500 years old Sanskrit grammar. Looks like mathematics in Sanskrit is in Sanskrit all over. It is well acknowledged that it is mathematics in Sanskrit which gave to the world the concept of shunyam, zero. Let us proceed much further. How I wish that people will pursue study of mathematics in Sanskrit such that students of future generations, that too students all over the world, and also even researchers, they need not reinvent the wheel. So much has been already put in all these mathematics in Sanskrit. So students of future generations, that too students all over the world, will be greatly benefited by that study of mathematics in Sanskrit. Shubhamastu.